purpose of this clip, which was filmed at the end of the time at Lindifferent for Andy's first visit, the wind had picked up very rapidly to above the trim speed of the glider. So to do a demo showing the problems with fine sand or with snow, both of which act as low friction surfaces in high wind situations, I'd gone down to the bottom of the hill, popped the wing up, gliding forwards into the air while the ground speed was negative because of the trim speed. So demoing. Safety hand stays on the safety risers, tactile visual audio. Swap hands, tactile visual audio. Now to show how easy it is to stand with the safety risers, there's very little effort. I at various points got Andy to come forwards and feel the tensions, which are relatively minor, on both the safety riser with one hand and onto the wing. Now I'm demonstrating what happens if you just use the brakes. This is particularly an issue with low rated wings because of the round leading edge. Although the wing itself is stalled, the leading edge has good airflow over it, so it tends to oscillate, bouncing up and down. And you see quite a lot of accident videos where pilots are injured and sometimes broken arms, legs, because the wing's surging up and down. Okay, back on the safety risers. Now if you pull too much safety riser, particularly with these low friction surfaces, the wing can lift. The solution to that is simply with a free hand reach up, take a little bit of A, pull on a little bit of A while holding the safety riser in the same position, let the leading edge cell openings on the underside bite into the wind, wing opens back out, forms your wall. You then use Newton's third law, equal and opposite force. The shape of the wing with the crease of the safeties forces the air upwards, and that forces the wing down. However, as we can see at this point, because there's no ground friction with fine sand or snow, instead of being able to get the wing neatly rolled up folded, it just slides. So the next stage is get the wing formed again, and then choose moving downwind and crosswind as you wish to go to a position where you can either wrap the wing round a pole or another pilot standing there. Just let the wing wrap round them, depower, and then you can gather it up, or around the pole, even onto a fence line will do almost no damage to the wing. Or in this case, I'm going over clear of the snowy area to a bit where there's a wee bit grassy area, so I've got the advantage of the ground friction to help control the wing. Just go slowly with it. Occasionally you'll see little bits where I'm doing a side slip to get the wing back round to where I want it to go to. And again, just by holding on the same amount of safety risers, not too much, not too little, even though the wind there is probably 30 miles an hour, it's not really a problem. Remember to check the airspace anytime you might be bringing the wing off the ground. Right, we've got a higher friction surface. So previously when I went round 45 to 60 degrees to my left, rolling the wing right, the wing would just slide sideways. Now with the ground friction it's staying where it is. I'm going to reverse the way I'm standing, keeping the lines clear of the feet, aiming for 6 feet in for the wingtip, drop down. Just bundle roughly the tip area. Got the wing fully under control. Also my body's disturbing the air, so it's sheltering to some extent the rest of the wing. I can now park the brakes by reaching for the lines at the pulleys, shortening the free line. Brake gets parked on, and using the trailing edge, not the leading edge, the trailing edge, gathering in the wing to a rough bundle. The reason for about 6 feet in from the tip is the other wingtip with the tension on the lines and risers can't power up. So just pulling it roughly into line with the wind and releasing 1 and 2, take my spare carabiner, clip the risers together and throwing them over the leading edge, clear of the rest of the lines, but to the approximate position it needs to be for a fold. I'm going to let some air get under the wing. The wing's upside down, so that's under the top surface. and do a rough bundle on the windward half of the wingtip, using the knee as you sort of knee walk forwards to keep the wing under control, bundling it up. Once you reach the centre point, use your harness on the top surface of the wing where it's folded over to weigh it down near the leading edge, and you'd use your helmet on the trailing edge. This is just to roughly gather and kill half the wing. Okay, remember, always keep the leg strap on until the last moment. Good habit, even if you're not connected to the glider. Okay, use the harness, even that lightweight harness is enough to do the job. Now just tidy out the lines a bit, get them centred, work your way along the leading edge, making sure there's no line overs. Tip doesn't matter too much. Just slightly tidy out the trailing edge if you get the option. Now obviously not on the gravel surface, but if you've got a reasonable surface underfoot, as we have here with just a grassy hilltop, once you've got the tip folded in, nice grip, and lift it into the wind so the wind actually helps you, and then just a gentle, careful forwards, kneeling down, and tuck it in. Weighing down with the harness, and helmet would be onto the trailing edge bit, coming back, tidying it out, folding and tucking. Remember, this is a 30-mile-an-hour wind. And last tuck from the trailing edge.
Way to the harness over the cell opening, leading edge end.
Now we've got one half of the wing, the bit that's nearest the camera, is just roughly bundled and not very tidy. The other half's got an almost perfect fold. Weighing down near the leading edge with the harness, you walk that round, and again the helmet would normally go on the trailing edge part of the glider here. You've got a neat fold of half the wing, going straight downwind, ease out that bundled up wingtip. Sometimes there's an issue, you can't go fully out because the lines aren't 100% out from the fold. It doesn't matter too much. Slightly tucked under the half that's already folded, coming back, fold again, and then your last fold. Last fold always being from the trailing edge. Okay, there we've got last fold coming in there. Now with the wind coming from the camera to the glider, move the harness off to the side, fold over towards you, and if it's needed, which it usually would be, the harness would weigh down half again. The body shelters most of the wing. Make sure air can't catch into that trailing edge, and then just fold, kneel, and you've got the wing almost perfectly folded. It won't be as neat as if it was a flat calm day or even just a light breeze day, but it's ready for a quick flick out, check, clip in and launch within a minute or so. Conditions change on the next day.